Welcome to the party, pal. Your friendly neighborhood master, Chaos here. I hope you're well. The crowd has spoken. The masses have had their say. And you wanted a pregame show. So here it is, the halfway to Black Friday Vinegar Syndrome Sale 2024 pregame show. Now, the site is going to go in, I guess, hiatus mode, or it's basically going to shut down in less than 24 hours as of the recording of this video, if you're watching live. Which means you can be a part of the show. But that means Wednesday and Thursday, for most of it, you will not be able to look at the site and make your list. So today, tonight, this evening, whenever you're watching it, is your chance to make your list along with me, and my special guest will be joining me a little later, Benay's Bloody Bits. And we'll talk to Jason in a moment. But before that, I want to go through the FAQ and make sure everybody knows what's going on, because there's always a lot of newbies at first. There's always somebody this is their first sale. So I'd like to read through all the kind of gobbledygook that us old hands are sort of familiar with, but those who may be first timers should be aware of. The first thing is, new titles are not going to be on sale. That's one thing you should know. They will be only full price. Will they sell out? It really depends on what it is. But this is a site tour, so use this to make your shopping list. We will be giving our recommendations. If you're watching live, please give me your recommendations as well. You are a big part of this, and hopefully we'll have a successful sale. It will be Thursday, 9 p.m. For me, Pacific Standard, and midnight in East Coast time. So Thursday, we shall reconvene for the big show. But for now, let's jump right into the FAQ because I don't have a lot of time tonight, but I wanted to make this happen, and I wanted to make sure that everybody is ready to rock and roll when the time comes. Halfway to Black Friday 2024 FAQ. I will check in with the chat in a moment, but because I'm a little pressed for time, I just want to make sure that everything is copacetic and taken care of beforehand. Halfway to Black Friday 2024. It starts here, of course, deceptively Friday, May 24th. It is technically Friday, but it's Thursday into Friday. So if you want to get those out-of-print titles that are pretty much on the way out already, you've got to make sure you're there in the evening. There will be 5 brand new releases, new variants, slipcovers, merch, all that good stuff. I don't necessarily need to read everything. For the most part, this is stuff that would just confuse newbies. So let's just go over the basics. When, where, and what is the sale? The Halfway to Black Friday sale is a yearly tradition. We know this. Okay, well, I don't need to read that. We know that. Again, the website will be placed in maintenance mode. That's what they call it. Okay, so in less than 24 hours, the website will be gone. So let's make sure we make our lists. What products will be on sale? Every VS, VS sublabel, and partner label title with a release date prior to January 2024 will be discounted 50% on SRP, formerly known as MSRP. So that means it's not going to be technically really 50% off. If we're being 100% honest, it's not technically 50% off. It'll be 50% off the suggested retail price, which is still a good deal, but now the prices are going up. It's looking a little more dire, and that's why things haven't been selling out as fast. But we'll talk about prices when we get to the site. But nothing in January will be available. So anything that came out this year, don't even think about it. Maybe for Halfway to Black Friday, if they're nice, they'll give us something. But we'll see what happens. A special note, certain VSU and VSP releases, merch, clothing, and a few other partner label titles currently under distribution by another company may not be discounted. As far as I know, they rarely discount merch and clothing. I don't think they ever have. I may be mistaken, but I don't remember that being a thing. If you took part in the Flash pre-order, this is what you should know. I placed an order during the Flash pre-order event, yada, yada, yada. Congrats on easily your best purchase this year. You might already think you have everything you need, but you couldn't be more wrong. During the halfway sale, add additional orders to your package for free using the add to my existing order. So you've already paid for shipping. Don't do it twice. for those of you who are your first rodeo here, there's a button that will show up that says "Add to my existing order." If you've already done the halfway sale, you'll be able to do that. And then also, if you order through the weekend, you'll be able to add to your existing order. Just make sure you don't pay for shipping more than once. If you do, Vinegar Syndrome's cool. They will settle up with you, but you've got to tell them that you made the mistake. If you purchase the Everything bundle, you will receive the following: China O'Brien 1 and 2, Homegrown Horrors Volume 3, which I'm kind of iffy on, Navy SEALs, which I kind of blew me this shit away, A Dangerous Game, which is not bad, plus the 2 secret Vinegar Syndrome releases. If you're still confused, too bad, so sad. But special features for those have not been, I think, officially released. If you're a current Vinegar Syndrome subscriber, then you know the deal. So I don't think I need to go over that. How do you become a subscriber? Well, let's see. You will not be able to buy a subscription during the halfway sale, but there will be a summer subscriber week, which they did started last year. That'll be July 1st. So we may or may not cover that in depth, July 1st through 7th, like we did the first one. We'll see what happens. We probably will. It's a lot of fun, so we probably will. Here are the shipping rates. If you're a subscriber, it's all taken care of. Otherwise, halfway shipping rates: $6 standard. It is a medium mail or first class, depending on package size. $12 deluxe. In Canada, it is $12. International, $20. All free shipping thresholds will be disabled during the sale, so you'll have to pay for shipping regardless. When will they ship? Okay, here's a good question. Halfway to Black Friday orders will begin shipping Wednesday, May 29th, starting with subscribers. So, the week after the sale's over, shipping will start with subscribers, then flash pre-order customers, and then everybody else. How long will it take to get my order? Again, it depends on when you ordered. So, they're saying here, please allow 3 to 4 weeks for your package to ship. If you don't receive any kind of notification by the end of June, you can contact them. So that's good. June, that's fine. By the end of June, I mean, you should be fine. Where's your package? Just contact them. If the order's stuck in transit for longer than 30 days, go ahead and reach out to them. Can I place multiple orders during the sale? Yes, of course. Do you have quantities on or limits on limited edition releases? Yes. Some will be 2, some will be 1, depending on what shows up. Item X is sold out. Can I call dibs via email if you have any extra stock? No. Very simply. Can you pick up the orders in person at the retail stores in Connecticut or Colorado? Yes. I believe, or maybe not. Maybe not. For the time being, the pickup at the archive shipping option on our website has been disabled. Please make all purchases in person at the store. Okay, so it looks like you'll have to order in person. If I'll go to the store and buy them there instead of on the website, which is good too. If you can get to the store, that's pretty dang fun. Heads up on June. June, they're gonna take a break. Vinegar Syndrome takes a break to deal with all the shipping. So it's going to be partners only month. They're continuing this tradition. This is for June and December. Logistically, combining pre-orders with sale orders has been long and extremely complex process that gets more and more difficult every year. Therefore, as a means of easing our burden and also giving the partner labels themselves the time to shine, we're dedicating 2 months out of the year specifically for them. What does that mean? No Vinegar Syndrome, but it's fine. They'll be busy shipping shit out because that's really what everybody wants at the end of the day. I'm a subscriber. How does partner month affect me? Well, because you get a discount, but that's it. All right. So now that we know that January is the cutoff, for some reason it just disappeared. January is the cutoff for titles. We can we're only going to be looking right now at titles that came out for Black Friday, because December doesn't count because it's a partner titles. Partner titles will be on sale, and maybe we'll go over those briefly. But those are, it's kind of one of those it takes very greatly for partner titles. But that is the Q&A, or the FAQ, I should say, that they've prepared for us. Now I'm gonna bring in my guest here. He's been waiting in the wings very patiently, so I'm gonna do that right now, and then we'll talk to the chat, and then we will give our recommends. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jason Benet, how are you doing, sir?
Good. How are you? I am bravo to the shirt because Lucio Fulci is definitely my top 3 directors of all time.
Nice. Oh man, I mean, I can't say I've never been disappointed at a Fulci movie, but of all the Italian maniacs, he's my favorite madman. Absolutely. So Jason, you are a subscriber. You've been a subscriber for a while, right? This is in your first year.
Probably going on 6 years now.
Gotcha. Okay. Good. Then your input will be very very much welcome here. Let's check in with the chat real quick. See how everybody is doing. Ken is saying, I'm hearing Invasion USA, maybe one of the secret titles. Can't be. Jim Cotta sounds more likely. Now, Jason, I know that you're leaning towards Jim Cotta, yes?
Okay, so if you go to the Vinegar Syndrome website, they have 2 banners. Okay, one is with like a fist. We know it's referencing an action film. And then we see 2 ninja stars, Shrinkins. We know that the VSA that's coming is their first 4K. So it's got to be a fairly big title, right? It's got to be more bang for the buck. I'm leaning toward Jim Cotta. My second guess would be The Octagon with Chuck Norris.
Dude, Jim Cotta would be insane. I mean, I think they mentioned in one of the emails that it's a title that everybody's been asking for. So that'd be great.
Look at that's obviously a slipcover, so it's a little bit slightly different. The Jim Cotta artwork, the one sheet is more red. That's got to be Jim Cotta, dude. It just, the punch, the ninjas go flying, and the Shrinkins go with them.
That'd be insane. I'd be very happy if that was the case. But remains to be seen. We'll know in a little bit. Hellbound says, Master Chaos Rules, I appreciate you. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. I hope you are well. Bubba Fett in the chat. What's up? Let's see. Griff says, last week I bought 3 bags of VS blind buys at the archive. Oh, you brought 3 bags of blind buys to the archive for trade. Needless to say, not a big fan of blind buying anymore. Dude, yeah. And I know you're a blind buy guy, though, right, Jason?
Well, when you have like a boutique label, whether it's Severin, Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, they've been around for a long time. You just know what kind of films they release. And I'm the kind of fan that I don't need people to recommend me titles. I know what I like. That's why I subscribed. That's not to say I haven't got stinkers or movies I wish I didn't pick up. But for the most part, with the subscription, I would have grabbed these films anyway. So it totally makes sense for January when it rolls around to drop the money, know it's paid for, and then, 10 months out of the year, I'm getting a box of movies at my doorstep.
Yeah, but if the movies are paperweights, then is it really worth it? I mean,
well, there's different kind of paperweights. There's Vinegar Syndrome paperweights, and there's TerrorVision paperweights. And TerrorVision, who also has a subscription, is much more of a coaster worthy than the Vinegar Syndrome ones. Would you agree?
Well, we're not going to get into a pissing contest. I think they both have their merits, but I know what you mean. Griff, I did see that leaked photo. Pieces and Slaughter High. Is it Slaughter High? I think of something else. Pieces on 4K. I can imagine that's absolutely something Severin would jump at if they got the chance. We'll find out. But we won't see their summer sale until July, I think, is what they said they were pushing it to. Bubba Fett, what do you think about Criterion being sold? As long as it doesn't go away, it's fine. I don't care who owns it. As long as it's still Criterion, that's great. I'm excited about that. What do you think, Jason? You think that's going to impact Criterion now that it's owned by some rich guy?
I'm not that big of a Criterion fan, so it doesn't really affect me. When it comes to buying films, I'm kind of like a little bit more narrow in my pickings. I'm more horror exploitation, and Criterion doesn't tend to veer that way very often, so it
Mm,
doesn't really affect me. But going back to the comment about Severin's leaks, now, if there's any truth to Slaughter High, that's kind of a big deal because that's a Vestron Lionsgate release
mm.
that they already put out on Blu-ray. So if it's true, did Severin get into the Lionsgate library? Because there's tons of films like Demon Warp and all these cool things that have never been released on disc. That excites me. Pieces, I love that film. 4K, that's beautiful, man. If that happens.
It would be amazing. But nothing I would run out and get personally. But I can see how people would be excited about it. Richard Grieco, how have you been? I've been good, been busy, which is nice, but definitely don't have a lot of time to focus on YouTube unless it's for big events. Here's something that I don't know if you can answer, Jason. We need some good news from Culture Shock.
Um, I don't know what to say, man. I don't want to go off on. The less I say, the better, because I think I don't want to go off on a tangent and just bash them. I really hope they start putting movies out. I mean, ever since they left OCN distribution, they've only put out one film.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot of other titles lined up, but you know what? The proof is in the pudding, man. You got to start putting films out, or you're going to go. People are going to forget about you, and you're not going to last, man. There's too much competition out there in the boutique label market.
Absolutely. It's unfortunate. Interweb Kaiju in the house. What's up? Alex says, "Hey MC, don't have money for the sale this year, but still gonna be here for the streams." Well, great. Look forward to hanging when we when the big show happens. Doug D has a question. I'm a subscriber. I ordered Dangerous Game. Was that redundant? Is it part of something I would get anyway? No, that is outside of your package. So you just save some money on it. I hope you like it. I think it's an okay movie, but I don't know how rewatchable it is. Have you seen Dangerous Game, Jason?
No, never really heard of it, but just so subscribers know, when you subscribe, you get the mainline titles. If it's VSA, VSU, VSL, any of the sub labels or partner labels, they're not part of your package, but you get a discount for them. But just remember, like for the sale that comes up in a few days, you're going to get China O'Brien 1 and 2. You're going to get the films behind me in the banner, Homegrown Horrors Volume 3. Of course, the two secret titles, which they've given a lot of hints for, but I can't nail down what they are, man. I don't know what they are.
Yeah, same. Very confusing. I mean, I was lean towards it's gonna be something random because it's Vinegar Syndrome, but I mean, last time we got Existence, which was kind of an insane reveal. Like, how would they hide a Cronenberg movie? But they did. That kind of blew my mind, dude.
What's interesting about Existence is at that time when it got put out, that was a Dimension film. So that's part of that, the Weinstein's catalog. And I thought, oh, now that Vinegar Syndrome's in there, they're the ones that's going to be able to pull all those movies like Mimic and Phantoms. And well, lo and behold, Scream Factory and Kino Lorber are also in there. I think Scream Factory is pulling the most movies out of that library. They just announced Darkness, which was a film from theirs that they acquired that came out in 2004. So when it comes to, we know they have the Faculty. It kind of was leaked for 4K, and then it kind of hasn't gone live on their site yet, but the Faculty 4K is coming. So the Existence is cool, but I was a little disappointed that Vinegar Syndrome wasn't able to get more from the Weinstein library, the Dimension Films and Miramax.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. Let's talk about what is available for the sale. We're going to start from newest to oldest here. We're starting with Daryl because that is a Black Friday VSU release. So Daryl will be on sale. Everything on this page, except for Santet and Forgotten Six, will be on sale. Now, I haven't gotten the Daryl box yet, but I think I will pick it up because I did like this movie quite a bit. Here's what we'll do, Jason. I'll go through my picks for this first page, and then I'll ask for yours. How about that?
Go for it.
Okay. Daryl, yeah. Existence, hell yeah, but it doesn't have a case, so keep that in mind. I think it's well, let's see what's available for it. I think it's just the standard edition. So this is the SRP. For those of you playing along at home, it'll be $25. Should be for just the Amray case. Prophecy, I don't know. The first one's okay, and the other ones I don't even remember. Fatal Games I'm going to be picking up because I ended up with that special slip, so I might as well pick up the movie. But what if I'm just going to get the standard because I already got a slip for it. So, well, good. It'll be quite cheap then, about $17. That'll do. That's a bingo for me. Then Mark of the Devil. Fuck yeah. Oh man. Okay, so Mark of the Devil for sure. Love that movie. Rabbit Grannies. I had such a blast with that one. Absolutely gonna get that. I'm on the fence about Mother's Day. I like it, but I don't know that. It really depends on what. Maybe. That's a maybe. Bloodsucking Freaks is an atrocious movie, but it's kind of a fun watch. But I don't need it in 4K. Yeah, pretty much everything here I'm not a fan of. None of these movies are good in my opinion. And I have seen them all. You can see Evil Judgment on YouTube, but there's a really good version of it. And I think there's another, I don't remember. But Evil Judgment, if you're really interested, there's one on YouTube. Most of the stuff's on YouTube, believe it or not. Jason, I'm going to kick it over to you. What do you recommend and what do you warn people against?
I will start on the first row with Santeet 1 and 2. 2 is not very good, but 1 is so good, it kind of offsets 2. So I think don't even treat it as a double feature, really. Just kind of know that 1's going to be really good, 2 is not. It's definitely a downgrade, even though they have the same cast and stuff. So,
that's January, though. I don't think that's available. Yeah, it's starting from Daryl down.
What about the Black Room? Is a film I've heard about for years, and I really enjoyed it. It's more like a thriller than it is horror, but I really dug that one. Rabbit Grannies, I have heard of for years, never seen it, loved it. It actually reminded me of the 90s horror film, The Granny, but obviously that film was probably influenced by Rabbit Grannies. I think it's one of the better trauma-acquired films. Right. And I want to give a little shout out to Arnold. It's one of these, it's only PG. It's from the 1970s. It's a Paramount acquisition because Vinegar Syndrome has a deal with them. I really enjoyed it. It's not overly gory. It's just more camp and fun, but I think it's under the radar. As far as overrated or whatever, I think Existence gets the benefit of the doubt because it's directed by David Cronenberg, but I don't think it's very good. I think it's very average because you have to remember Cronenberg's had 2 careers. From Shivers to Dead Ringers, he's the king of Canadian horror. From Naked Lunch to The Shrouds, which is coming out, he's kind of more like an auteur. And 2 times in the auteur era, he tried to be old school, and it didn't work. Was Crimes of the Future and Existence kind of had the body horror but Existence, I watched it, man. It's not very good. Just very slow, and not a lot happens. And I think there was a lot there that could have been better with the whole video game, alternate reality. I think it's because it's Cronenberg. You take his name out of it and you watch it, and it's a very average film. But that's just my 2 cents.
Okay, great. I'm a huge fan of it, but I can see why people don't love it. Moving on. Here we go. Loading. Okay. Oh, I forgot about. Yeah, it's a VSL. That's what it is. All right. Stay the hell away from the Cardona collection, because yeah, man. Ugh, no, man. Not even gonna go into it. But Cardona movies. I mean, there's a reason they junked a whole bunch of them together in one box. because yeah, no. Um, Killer Condom is fun, but I don't know. Again, 4K. I don't know that it needs 4K. Gorgo, tons of fun, but they only have the Amaray at the moment, the standard edition. And you really gotta love, big monster stuff. And it's more of a kids film than like, a violent horror monster movie. It's very kiddie, but I enjoy it. Stay 10,000 feet away from Terror at 10 Killer. This thing is horribly bad. They put this thing on 4K.
Boo.
No, don't tell me you like Terror at 10 Killer. This thing is horrible. Horrible. Jesus. Okay, you can give your 2 cents in a minute, but this is, and 4K, garbage. I haven't seen Psycho Girls. Delirium, I actually kind of liked, but I don't think I'll be buying it. Showgirls will be on sale, but it's just the case. I don't think they have anything special for it, but they may do a variant slipcover down the line. We shall see. Night Screams is fine, but again, I don't know how rewatchable it is. It's a little slow, but I remember having pretty decent kills. A lot of the good kind of releases have already lost their fancy packaging, like a Blade in the Dark, which is, depending on the cut you watch, one cut is super boring. Ninja in the Closet of the CIA. All right. So this is not a good movie, but it's super fun. So just no going in, it's terrible, but I kind of had fun with it. But it's not like a lost martial arts classic. Cat Creeps, that's still here? Wow. I like this, but you have to like Universal Pictures, 1930s, 40s type of movies. And Curse of the Blue Lights was promising, but super disappointing. Again, I think there's a pretty good version on YouTube if you want to check that out. As well as for Vacation of Terror, that's on YouTube. Although I may not be subtitled in English, because I remember watching. I don't think mine had subtitles, but this is hit or miss. This double feature here. If you really want to collect the Mexican stuff, grab it because it's got a nice slipcover, but they're kind of dumb, in my opinion. All right, Jason, your turn.
Again, like Santeet 1 and 2, Amazon Jail. The first one is great, kind of your women in prison, ton of nudity. 2 is atrocious. But again, go into it looking like you're only buying the first film, right? And then you get more bang for your buck. Psycho Girls is crazy, gory, violent, fun. Absolutely, I'd never seen it before until it came out. Totally enjoyed it. Night Scream's not a great slasher, but I'm very forgiving with 80s slashers just because of that era, the look, the vibe, the music. I still found it to be enjoyable. I've always been a fan of Uli Lamel, the Devonsville Terror, and the Boogeyman. I love the influence of Halloween. The color palette, it looks like, highly inspired by, Dean Cundy's cinematography. There's some good gory bits. As far as ones I wouldn't recommend, as much as I love Freeway 2 is a bummer. Man.
Yeah.
Freeway, never seen it before, blew me away. I mean, Reese Witherspoon is awesome and it's so hyper violent. And then you got this cinematic fart blower and it's just, yeah. If you're a completist and you want both films, I get it, but man, maybe pick it up at $10, $15. I don't know if it's ever going to be on sale for that cheap unless you buy a used copy. I definitely enter at your own risk when it comes to Freeway 2.
Yeah, I was disappointed with it as well. But you seemed pretty excited to sing the praises of Terror at 10 Killer. What, are you a fan of this thing?
No, but again, you have to remember, Jose, I'm an older guy, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
When the slasher films of the last 10, 15 years, in particular, straight to video, direct to video, this film is not good. But what I'm saying is it still has its little bit of charm just because of its film. It feels real. It's not a great slasher, but I would still watch it again. It just has a little bit of rewatch value where I'm comparing it to newer films in the same, you know, kind of aspect as it. And it, but again, I like silly films. I mean, I know people will call these bad movies or they'll say they're guilty pleasures. I don't do guilty pleasures because I don't have guilt in anything I like. So
Hmm.
I know it's not the best film. I know a lot of people hate it, but I still find it has some parts of it that I get. You know, you have to put, with a lot of these films of that era, you kind of
Hmm.
have to put logic out the door and just kind of watch them for what they are. I think that's hard for some people to do. But for somebody like me that grew up with these films, it's like comfort food. And it's easy for me to, let go of some of the faults.
I hear you. I hear you. But it's boring as hell, and I can't get over that. I don't care if it was filmed on gold. If it's
Hey,
boring, I'm out.
Jose, one of your movie Palace of Blood was saying about Blood Cult. That's coming from DeGosser Video. I don't know. Um, Blood
Mm.
Cult and The Ripper with Tom Savini are part of the DeGosser Video line. You heard it here. Um, I think one of them's going to drop on Thursday, and I think another one will drop on the Black Friday sale in November. That's my guess. But they're both
I,
coming
I
from
mean,
DeGosser.
that makes sense to me. I had my target set on Blood Cult because they said it was thematically similar to Homegrown Horrors, and they're releasing Blood Cult 2 in Revenge, so it makes sense that that's coming. Um, Movie Palace, Jim Cotta, and Invasion USA. Yeah, I would absolutely buy those, and I honestly think those would sell out really fucking fast. So yeah, I would grab the heck out of that. Keith asked, "Did BC like Cardona Volume 2? BC could not afford Cardona Volume 2, so he has not
Yeah,
seen it. So yeah, but he probably would have liked it. Um, Griff says Boogeyman tricked me because I thought it would have a monster, but it was more of a ghost supernatural thing. Yeah, kind of a ghost supernatural thing. Oh, another one thing I want to warn you against is Guest House Paradiso. This is the movie that made me say, "All right, I'm not collecting the. I'm not gonna be complete on the VSLs because this is not my kind of humor, man. That did not connect with me." Moving on here. All right, now we're getting into their sort of big box sets, and you know what they've started doing, and I've just noticed. People have been asking for years, "Hey, can you take off the slipcover if you don't have it anymore in the picture?" And they've done it. Now, if it doesn't have a slipcover, you can tell, and so people won't make the mistake. Like, wait, I thought I ordered a slipcover one. But
that was long
now it's
overdue.
very clear. Yeah, I like that. Okie dokie, let's go. Primal Rage. It's not about a killer monkey. It's about a bunch of zombie frat boys. Not great. Massage Parlor Murders. It's better on Blu-ray. It does not need 4K. Again, it's a weird choice, but not a bad movie. Kind of a police procedural with some boobies here and there. Bio Zombies, super fun. I love that movie. I had a blast with that. Devonsville Terror is fine. It's more Uli Lamel. I'm sure Jason loves it. But it's another one of those kind of like not low energy, but it's not a full throttle scary movie. It takes its time. So keep that in mind. I mean, Infernal Rapist, horrible movie for many reasons. I don't even know how this movie gets made, but it's insane, and I don't necessarily not recommend it, but it's just be careful going in because it's very distasteful. I'm on the fence about the Made in Hong Kong Volume 1. As you see, we never got a Volume 2. These movies were all pretty strange, but not in a good way. I think Erotic Nightmare was my favorite. The other ones were all kind of disappointing. I don't know. If the price is right, there's 3 movies, and you like Hong Kong craziness, I think you'll get a kick out of it. Frostbiter is fun. It's very much an Evil Dead kind of a movie. Evil Dead 2-ish kind of feel. If you liked Winter Beast. Is it Winter Beast? Yeah. From Homegrown Horrors Volume 1, it's very much like that. Flesh and Fantasy, no cover, but you get just the case. That's a great film. And I also like Kuruku, but it's not a monster movie. I will warn you there. Well, Roadhouse will be available without the big box, but you'll get the case as well as Freeway. Both of those I recommend. Obviously, great films. Really, really well done stuff. Homegrown Horrors Volume 2, I do not recommend. I was disappointed in every movie except for Moonstalker, and I don't think I'd watch it again. But the other two films on there, not for me. I'm partial to Santo, so I will say yes for Santo versus Doctor Death. It's not his best, but it's a lot of fun. There's some actually pretty big stunts in there, which is kind of surprising. And then Tammy the T-Rex in 4K. Well, again, I don't think it needs 4K, but it's a good movie. I think if the Blu-ray's still available, grab that. That's a pretty fun movie. All right, Jason, let me reload here, and your turn, sir.
Primal Rage, I totally enjoyed. Give me that late 80s Italian horror, but I want to focus on an action film, Dog Tags, from the director of Pieces. I think it was Pieces. I hope I'm not wrong. I'm not the biggest action guy when it comes to buying stuff, but when I knew who the director was, I knew it was going to be uber violent. Love that film. Dog Tags, pick it up. I don't think it's on a lot of people's radars. Yeah, Romano Scavolini. So, no, that's the director of.
Yeah, he didn't do Pieces. He did some other things.
No, Nightmares on a Damaged Brain.
Nightmare. Yeah.
There you go. So I knew what I was going to get, this gory action film. Definitely recommend Dog Tags. I like Evansville Terror, but I'm very familiar with the film and Uli Lamel, and it's kind of like his progressive witchcraft film that has some goofy, gory scenes, and the ending almost plays like Raiders of the Lost Ark with exploding heads and melting faces. And dude, Frostbiter is this amalgam of like stop motion and traditional effects, and like you said, it's very Evil Deadish. Frostbiter is like one of my favorites. Invisible Maniac from Adam Rifkin. In this case, he's known as Riff Coogan when he directed this film and Psycho Cop 2. If you're looking for a TNA sex comedy, I'm not talking lots of nudity. The film absolutely delivers, has these ridiculous kills. Slipcover or not, pick it up. As far as the bad one of the batch on this page, that Made in Hong Kong thing is rough, man. All three of those films are not very memorable. They're kind of 90s Hong Kong that, you watch once and they don't have a lot of repeat value.
Agreed. And I don't know how I skipped over Dog Tags. Absolutely insane movie. So good.
Loved it.
So
man.
yeah, double thumbs up from both of us on that one. Zach says, do you need to see any of the other Santo movies to enjoy this one? Not at all. They're all standalone adventures. Don't worry about it. You don't need you don't need to connect the dots on that. Jim says Evil Laugh has Ashling Gear in it. That's all that matters. Or does it? Because she's the only one who doesn't get naked in the movie. So if you really want her acting, then okay.
Yeah, when she does Triple X films and you can see everything, you figured she'd drop her clothes in this one, but no.
Yeah, I think I'd heard that she had a no nudity clause for that movie, and then like 2 years later she's doing hardcore. It's Hollywood, baby. Yeah, friggin' nuts, man. Jason says he had a blast with Primal Rage. Alex is saying Freeway 2 is for all the vomit lovers. Yeah. See, that's why I wasn't a big fan of that. Ugh. Not great. All right, moving on here. Here's the Tammy the T-Rex Blu-ray. I think you're okay with Blu-ray, honestly. Do you think you need 4K for Tammy the T-Rex, Jason?
Controversial take. I don't think you need 4K for most films. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some look pristine, right, and amazing. The last couple of Vinegar Syndrome 4Ks, they look like Blu-ray, which I'm content with. I'm okay with that. Give me Blu-ray, and if there's a combo, I'll pop in the 4K to check it out. No, I think you could do fine with the Blu-ray of Tammy and the T-Rex.
There you go. Bloodbeat is kind of a Vinegar Syndrome mainstay. It's not a good movie. It's one of the strangest Christmas movies ever made. And this cover is probably one of the worst things they've ever done. So it's
Yeah.
not a recommend. Gosh, weird. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, Texas Chainsaw 2 is Texas Chainsaw 2. If you want it, it's. I mean, obviously great. Werewolf versus Vampire Women. I'm partial to Paul Naschy, so yes. Don't Open Till Christmas. Really fun slasher movie. Blood Delirium. No, thank you. Terrible. Moon of the Wolf. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. This is a TV movie. Why is this on a VSA? Whatever. I'm just gonna give up trying to figure out what VSA means. Amityville Horror, obviously a classic. Buried Alive, I actually dug. I thought it was a fun movie. Lots of fun actors in that one. Ginger Lynn. It was a good movie. I did not hate it. Mutant Hunt, stupid piece of shit. Birds 2, stupid piece of shit. Unmasking the Idol, super fun. I don't know how rewatchable it is, but it's kind of a fun Indiana Jones, James Bond ripoff. Red Sun Rising was pretty decent and may actually be one of the better Dawn the Dragon movies I've seen in a while. But I won't be buying it necessarily, but I thought it was pretty good. This is one I always recommend. Love the shit out of this. Hot Snake and Guns and Guts. There is a little animal violence here with some snakes. So keep that in mind if you're...
It's Cardona, right?
Mm-hmm. It's the good Cardona. Yeah.
But you expect, unfortunately, with his films, you're going to get animal violence in Cardona films.
Very true. Sad but true. But those are solid. I think we're calling them burrito westerns, Mexican westerns. Very good stuff.
Burrito westerns.
So I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll start out.
Spaghetti westerns, the burrito westerns.
Yeah, I mean,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that works. Melting Man is super great. Really great practical effects. It's a little slow in the middle, but it's got some really good goopy effects. Cyber Vengeance is garbage. These are two Jess Franco movies, so if you know me, you know I'm going to say thumbs down. Both sucked. Righting Wrongs rubbed me the wrong way because of the, Cynthia Rothrock is basically a stunt double the whole time. I was not a fan of that. Shriek of the Mutilated sucks. This is a stupid ending. Expect No Mercy sucks. I was thinking of another one that was better. Voyage to the Rock Aliens, surprisingly fun. I think we were all kind of like, what the fuck about this when this was released. These two were surprise titles for Black Friday or half of the Black Friday. And I was really pissed because I was a subscriber at the time. But you know what? It ended up being a really good movie. And I does give my thumbs up. I really did enjoy that. Scared to Death, not so much. Really boring. You barely see the monster. No, there's no. This cover shows boobs like up the wazoo. There's no nudity in there from what I remember. Red Surf, it's more of a drama than an action movie. Despite all the guns on the cover, it's very much more of a relationship drama about a pregnant girlfriend and her boyfriend wants to be a gangster, and it's just meh. All right, Jason, your turn.
All right. The top line has my favorite Christmas horror film of all time. I love the trashy Don't Open Till Christmas. I'm late to the game watching that. I mean, I grew up with Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Black Christmas, but that film takes no prisoners. It's just trashy 42nd Street, Grindhouse. Absolutely recommend that. I'm with you on Buried Alive. Originally, I thought this was a 1990 TV film directed by Frank Darabont. I was like, ugh. I was like, oh, this has got Ginger Lynn Allen, adult star, very fun, campy, kind of late 80s film. Forgotten Gialli is kind of a mixed bag for me. You know, you always find one good one in the three. So I slightly recommend that one. Incredible Melting Man, Rick Baker's awesome effects, you know, a very young Rick Baker. Never could go wrong with that film. And it actually is one of the 4Ks that's an upgrade probably from Screen Factories. Look at that. You can see in the screenshots how good it looks. So the gloppy effects, you know, have never looked better. Look at that. Severed ear.
I'm trying to get to a really good shot of him. There he is. Look at that guy.
Look at how good that looks. And I know Scared to Death can be better, but I've kind of like the subterranean shot for 74,000 in Southern California. So it's a low budget film. It's William Malone's debut film. And just a little tease, if you don't mind, is I actually have an interview with him going up tomorrow on my YouTube channel. We're going to discuss, it's a career retrospective. We're going to talk about Creature, Scared to Death, House on Haunted Hill, Fear.com, Freddy's Nightmares, Masters of Horror, Perversions of Science, everything. It's like an hour interview. I'm a little partial to it. He told me it's a $74,000 film. He's not overly proud of it, but it was his debut film, and I feel like he got better over the years. I like Jess Franco, but those two films are horrible. I can't recommend them, and the picture quality don't look good at all on either one. On top of it, it's just I'm a completist, so I'm okay having it, but I don't recommend it unless you're a super big Jess Franco fan. You need to own all his films.
Exactly. Red Surf is a fucking snooze fest. It really is. I didn't hate it, but I was expecting something else too. Mike says, which do you prefer, Hot Snake or Guns and Guts? I don't remember because I watched them back to back, so they kind of mixed together. I think Guns and Guts I liked them both about the same. I think Guns and Guts is a better movie, but I might be misremembering. So don't take that to the bank. Moving on here. All right. We've got the drive-in double feature, which they never did again. I'm hoping they'll bring back. We shall see. Horror High and Stanley. Actually, a really solid double feature. I like both of these movies. Stanley has quite a bit of animal mutilation in it. It's rattlesnakes. If you're sensitive to that, just be aware. Scanner Cop 1 and 2. Fantastic movies. Super fun. Highly recommended. Obviously, Death Wish 2 was great. I think they got better, and then after part 3 they didn't, but maybe 4 is okay, but 3 is obviously the best. Flesh Eater, it's whatever, man. It's fine. It's very much a regional zombie movie. Did not need 4K. Alien Private Eye, I know Bullet Blake's a huge fan, but this is a shit ass movie. Terrible movie. God, terrible. Miami Connection, I'm a big fan. I love Miami Connection. Highly, highly recommended. Thriller, I honestly think is overrated. I mean, I think the fact that all the action scenes are slowed down really takes the punch out of them. It's a little overrated for me. Cloak and Dagger, great movie. I loved it, and to me, it still holds up. I really enjoyed that. Talons of the Eagle. Actually, no, is this the one? No, I'm thinking of something else. Okay, no, this one sucked. If it's Jalal Merhi, then I'm not a fan. Hard Rock Zombies, Slaughterhouse Rock. It's not a good double feature. Slaughterhouse Rock is fun. Hard Rock Zombies is garbage. So not a good double feature. Reform School Girls, absolutely great. Get it. Really fun movie. Super, super fun. Lots of boobs. It has got a good fun energy. Absolutely, you will love it. Schizoid and X-Ray. You get X-Ray for Barbie Benton and her incredible knockers. And Schizoid, you also see Klaus Kinski's boobs. But X-Ray is the better movie there. Wolfpack, stupid. This is the movie that killed the VSAs for Brother Chaos. Dumb. Drop Dead Fred, I've never been a fan. Beware Children at Play, disappointing. Sister, shockingly good. I was really, really surprised by that film. Really, really good stuff.
From the director of Gods and Monsters, Bill Condon.
Yeah, really, really good. Like, almost like it could have been Criterion level good. Scary 61st, terrible. Awful. Don't even look at it. Madman, hell yeah, great. It's a classic. If the Blu-ray's available, you're just as good with the Blu-ray, but that's a really solid movie. Fortress of America's got great boobs, but it's a terrible movie. The only forgotten giallo I would recommend is Volume 4, because to me it's got the best movies, and it's got the hottest one, which is Arabella Black Angel. A really fun, sexy movie, and then the other ones I think are pretty decent. So Volume 4 is the one you're going to get a recommend from me. And Master of the World is steaming garbage. Awful, awful movie.
It's like Quest for Fire, just a lot of grunts and there's no dialogue. Yeah, it's great artwork, but yeah, not something I'm ever gonna watch again.
No, they try to sell you, and then we know better. There's a butt on the back, and then this one goes all the way because if you look close, there's more than just a butt. Yeah.
Zoom in again. Zoom in again.
Oh, it was there. It was. If you look, I put on my scientist goggles for this. It's a spicy cover, and they're trying to get that into people's hands, but it's diarrhia on cardboard. Curfew. I know a lot of people didn't like it. Shockingly, I loved it. I thought it was a really, really, really solid ass movie. I really enjoyed that. Dead Heat, a classic. Just a really, really good movie. So thumbs up there. Okay, let me reload up here. And Jason, go ahead.
Scanner Cop or Scanners, The Showdown is my favorite of the entire series. Even Cronenberg's original, because it's a blast. I like Scanner Cop as well, but that movie shouldn't be as good as it is. And like somebody said in the comments, the transfers, 4K, that's where they elevated the film from these direct-to-video 90s films. I totally get both of those films. Scanner Cop 2, my absolute favorite. I'm going to skip the second line because that's where my bad movie pick is. I'm going to come back to it.
Okay.
Reform School Girls, kind of women in prison. It's got Darcy DeMoss from, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. That movie's a hoot. So glad to see it got, released by Vinegar Syndrome. Beware Children at Play is another one of those trauma under the radar films with a humdinger of an ending, right? Like a total down beat, not what you're expecting ending. It kind of brings the movie together and kind of makes it memorable. I definitely recommend that. Dead Heat on 4K. Mark Goblatz, the director of The Punisher, which I think is going to be a future VSU, by the way. This buddy cop zombie film with Treat Williams, rest in peace, and of course Joe Piscopo when he was on steroids. He's all buffed out. Love that film. Always, and also remember one of Vincent Price's last roles, as well as Darren McGavin, Kolchak.
Yep.
Thriller is the most overrated film that Vinegar Syndrome has ever put out. I think people like it because fucking Quentin Tarantino likes it. Boring. Even with the XXX inserts or with them, it's one of the few films I'm tempted to sell because it's just not good. I think it's based off reputation and not being a good movie. And it's one of the few times you and I agree, like on something, I don't get it, man. I watch it and I'm like, is it just me? Am I being a snob? It just didn't work for me at all. I don't like Thriller.
I don't blame you. I remember picking this up on DVD way back when I was like, oh man, I've heard about this thing, and being very underwhelmed by it then. And then when I heard it was the 4K was coming out, I was like, oh man. I don't know. People should really do some research on that. Let's see. John liked Slaughterhouse Rock. Nice. There you go. Movie Palace of Blood. MC, have you seen the Rebel Moon films? If so, your thoughts. Thumbs down. Super disappointing. And I love that director. Zack Snyder's great. But those are weak ripoffs of fucking Seven Samurai, and not even a good ripoff of it. Horrible. Not a fan. And DJ agrees. Arabella Black Angel is great.
That is my favorite of all the Gialli films, is Arabella.
It's so good. I was like shocked. I was like, man. Oh, that was pretty good. DJ says, I like Thriller because personally I found it funny. Funny? The hell's funny about that movie? Wow. Okay. He found it. Okay. Well, there you go. Griff says, if you want to talk about not needing a 4K, Thriller's the main example. I mean, Yeah.
Absolutely agree. The
Yeah.
grip. Yeah.
There you go. John says, I got Master of the World because I'm a sucker for barbarian kind of crap. And not a recommendation. Yeah, it's rough. Okie dokie. Moving on here. Steel and Lace, yeah, moderate recommend. It's a lot of fun, but with a couple of cool kills. But, not amazing. But I liked it. I liked it enough to say, yeah, thumbs up. Ebola Syndrome's really hardcore, not pornographically, but just it's just a really awful movie for many reasons. I'd say do your research on that one if you're interested. Trauma, horrible Dario Argento. New York Ninja, I liked it. I had fun with it, but I know people are kind of on the fence about wanting to pick it up. But I thought it was pretty decent. Camille Keaton in Italy should be retitled Diarrhea in a Box. I like Camille Keaton, but all those movies are terrible. Ticks, great. Thumbs up. Absolutely thumbs up. I didn't like this double feature. Nothing Underneath and Too Beautiful to Die. I did not like it. Sam I Am. Blades, it's Jaws, but a lawnmower. I didn't like it. Didn't work for me. Devil's Story, the craziest fucking movie you'll ever see. I don't know if you need to own it, but definitely find it. I think it's on YouTube. Just watch it once, and it's just the most insane thing ever. Resurrection, surprisingly good. It's basically a 7 knockoff, but I thought they did a really great job with it. Shallow Grave is one of my favorite releases of that year, whatever year it was this came out. This was really damn good. It's still one of my absolute favorite things they've released. So Shallow Grave, 200 thumbs up. Really like it. Whatever It Takes is a pretty fun kind of cop, buddy cop movie. Andrew Dice Clay and Don the Dragon and the Hammer, they team up. Well, they don't team up because the Hammer's a bad guy. But anyway, they're all in together, and it's a pretty decent movie. Auntie Lee's Meat Pies needed more nudity. You teased the shit out of me, and then there's a little bit of boobies, but then the rest of the movie sucks too. So not a fan. Girls School Screamers, nothing really happens till the end, but I kind of enjoyed it in a weird way. Tough Guys Don't Dance. I mean, it's right up there with Devil's Story. Like, I don't think you need to own it, but watch it because you won't believe how weird it is. Terminal Island, it's fine. Not incredible. It's fine. It's like a prison island kind of, movie. It's fine. Killer's Delight, weak sauce TV movie. The Lamp, super fun. I'm partial to monster movies. I really enjoyed The Lamp or The Outing. Through the Fire, super dumb, boring. Nothing happens till like the last 5 minutes. I'm not even kidding. Alien from LA, not for everybody. No nudity, but it's a really clever world building type of movie. I kind of dug it. And Cardona Volume 1, of course not. Okay, Jason.
Let me just, because it's in the front row, let me talk about the bad. I think Trauma is when Dario Argento's talent started to go downhill. I think Opera is his last classic. I did enjoy his 2 episodes of Masters of Horror, but really all the films from Trauma on just don't compare to, the 70s and 80s stuff that he did. So, and you got a film with Dario Argento directing and Tom Savini doing the effects, and it's the driest Argento film on record. There's just some decapitating with Brad Dourif, but where's the blood? Where's the fun? Just a big disappointment. I love Ticks. Tony Randall, director of Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, 4K upgrade, looks perfect. A great creature feature. Absolutely recommend Ticks. I'm with you on Shallow Grave. Didn't expect much of it. An outstanding thriller.
Mm-hmm.
Just, not to diss Vinegar Syndrome, but it does feel almost Criterion-esque. With the quality of it, it just seems to be a little bit more of that kind of film. I did dig Auntie Lee's Meat Pies. They didn't deliver on the nudity. And Joe Rubin, one of the co-owners of Vinegar Syndrome, loves that film because it's made by porn directors who kind of did their own horror film. So it could have gotten more, but I did love the cast, and I actually do recommend it. And The Lamp, also known as The Outing, great kills. A unique, setting, a museum. And I like Djinn films. There's not like Wishmaster. There's not a lot of them. And this Djinn is so cool. It's practical effects from Gabe Bartolos. Absolutely recommend The Lamp.
Great. Moving on here. Zach says, I watched Dracula in 3D. Oh, jeez. Are you talking about Dracula 3D? Because that's
Dario is Dracula 3D.
yikes, man. All right, I'm just a little short on time here, so we're gonna just jam through these. Televised Terrors, no. Surf 2, no. Homegrown Horrors Volume 1, yes. The Cellar, it's fine. It's fine. The monster stuff really happens at the end, but it's fine. I like Kevin Tenney. All American Murder, yes. Mainly because of Christopher Walken. Six String Samurai, get the fuck out of here. Rush Week, really liked it. Tons of boobs, but they do cutaway kills. But you know what? It's got the boobies, so shut up and enjoy. Last Gasp, I liked it, but it's not for everybody. More of an erotic thriller. Death Promise, badassery, yes, absolutely grab it. Fear, dumb. Hitcher in the Dark, not a fan. Dark Tower, super garbage. Cthulhu Mansion, fine. It's fine. Satan's Blood, more of a sexy time. You know, I think Spanish movie. Amityville, A New Generation. Man. Evil Escapes, man. The best one is Time, but I think that one's sold out. Silent Madness, good fun. I enjoyed that movie. Don't Panic, good, but not the best of the Galindo movies. Fade to Black absolutely belongs in your collection. Beastmaster, yeah, it's Beastmaster. You should have that. Whodunit, lots of fun. I really enjoyed Whodunit. I think it's a really good little movie. I think you can see it on free, on Amazon Prime for free. So go check that out. Dial Code Santa Claus absolutely belongs on your shelf. Super fun. Rust in Pieces from, I think, from the director of Pieces. Right? I think so. Anyway, sucks.
JP Simon. Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible. Terrible movie. Okay, Jason.
I will try to make it quick. The Cellar, yes. Kevin Tenney's cut, not the producer's cut. Rush Week, it has the Dickies who did the Killer Clowns from Outer Space song. Fun slasher. Cthulhu Mansion, I dug it. Anytime you can have some H.P. Lovecraft, I'm happy. Silent Madness looks great in 3D. Never seen it, been wanting to see it for years. Very happy with that one. And I dug Whodunit. Thought it was just a cool kind of slasher film. Been hearing about it forever, and I'm glad I finally got to see it. I know we have a lot more movies to go, so I didn't want to take too long with those.
All right, great. And obviously, are you a fan of Fade to Black?
I do. I do feel it's a little overrated. I mean, I like it. I actually saw it in the theaters. That's how, years ago when it came out. Dennis Christopher's great in it. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like it's a little bit, I don't know. It's a good film. I don't think it's a great film.
Gotcha. I get you. Jim is saying the sale isn't what it used to be. Prices are higher. The titles don't go out of print as fast anymore. It was the thrill of FOMO that drove this sale. That's very true. And they cranked up the slip orders too. So now instead of 3,000, they have 8,000. So they sell a little slower. John says Dial Code Santa Claus, hell yes. Yes. Last Gasp is $10. Yes, we're gonna go at we're gonna check out the out of print, going out of print section, right towards the end here. Cemetery Terror, yes. Grave Robbers, yes. Memorial Valley Massacre, no. Horrible. Zombie 5, stupid, no. The Caller, really interesting, but it's a lot slower, but it's got a really interesting ending. So just keep that in mind. It's not a super fast-paced movie, but interesting one. Pandemonium, I enjoyed it. I know people weren't a big fan of it, but there's a good cast. Pee Wee Herman, I think. What's his face?
Andrew
Judge
Dice
Reinhold
Clay?
is in it. Andrew Dice, yeah, it's a really fun movie. I really liked it. The Angel series, those are kind of fine if you like hooker revenge movies. 11th Commandment, I actually liked it. I know a lot of people shit on it, but I think it's a pretty decent movie. Perfect Strangers is fine. Old Dracula sucks. Severed Arm is a solid ass movie. I do recommend it. Blood Games, One of my early favorites from Vinegar Syndrome. Absolute masterpiece. Get it. It's like Deliverance with hot girls. So there you go. Immortalizer, fine. Petty Hearst doesn't belong here. It's more of a Criterion title, but it's decent. It's a drama. Dolly Deer is super fun. Pale Blood, not a fan. Deadline, not a fan. Olivia, not a fan. Hollywood Horror House is okay. Kind of gives off Spider Baby vibes. Extra 3 is super weird, but if you like Aliens in the Woods movies, then you'll have a fine time. I enjoyed Zombie Island Massacre, though it's not great. And Flesh Eating Mothers, I don't know if I've seen that. Actually, I know I own it, but I don't think I've actually watched it. So, TBD on that. Jason, go.
Anything by Rudy Galindo Jr. So Cemetery of Terror, Grave Robbers, yes. Pandemonium. I love spoof films like Student Bodies, yes. I'm with you on Blood Games. That's a fun, kind of like a throwback to 70s films, but it's not. I dug Immortalizer. It kind of gave off Reanimator vibes. And I dug Flesh Eating Mothers. I just thought it was really a bad picture quality. It was rough. But I did enjoy the film. That's also more trauma acquired films.
Yeah, I guess which is fine, but I feel like I'd rather find some more obscure kind of things, personally. Zach says Pale Blood is slow but cool. Nathan is saying the Angel films are overrated. I don't disagree. I think they're just okay. Spookies, weird as shit but super fun. Candy Snatchers, absolute masterpiece, really great. Berserker, stupid. Unmasked Part 25 is more of a comedy. So think of Jason in a romantic comedy. That's kind of what that is. I liked it. I had fun with that. Beyond the Door 3 is fine. Italian possession nuttiness. Secta Sinistra has a really hot lead. And there's some nudity. And there's a baby doll that's supposed to be a real baby. It's crazy. But I liked it. And not amazing, but it's a fun little movie. The Vineyard, awesome movie, directed by Lopan himself, so go check that out. Hell Comes to Frogtown, super fun movie with the new slipcover and everything, so there you go. I like that film. Hellmaster, not bad, not terrible, kind of weird to describe it, but I enjoyed it. Play Dead was cool. It's about a homicidal dog who kind of like does Home Alone traps to kill people. It's very strange, but I enjoyed that. Wow, we're getting to the end. That's good. Night Beast, super fun. Satan's Slave, super fun. Mountaintop Motel Massacre has some good moments, but it's slow. Suckling, crazy movie. Going in. It's about abortion, kinda, and there's some kind of distasteful moments, but it's a crazy monster movie. Dominique, great goddamn plot. Really, really good. Surprise twists in there. Highly recommend that one. Bloody New Year, it's another fun one. I really enjoyed that one. And then Mausoleum is a classic, so you do have to get your hands on that one if you don't have it. Jason.
Let's start off with Spookies. It's a hot mess of a film, but there's so much to enjoy with the creature effects. I recommend that. Pledge Night, if you can get through the first 45 minutes, it delivers in the last 45 minutes. The gore, the violence, you just have to be patient with that one. Hellmaster, loved it. John Saxon, 90s trash. That's my wheelhouse. Satan's Slave was definitely really good. I like that. And Dominique is really well done. It is like a whodunit, and it has some good twists. It's the director also did another film that I want on Blu-ray called Murder by Phone, Bells. With Richard Chamberlain and John Houseman, which I feel like Vinegar Syndrome will do one day. And Mausoleum's got great makeup effects from John Carl Buechler, so that one's also fun.
That's a great movie. Yeah, I'd love to see that released. Absolutely big fan of that one. Alrighty. The Children, yes, I really like this one. I prefer this one to the other child movie we talked about, Blood Harvest. I mean, it's kind of an iconic Vinegar Syndrome release, so you do need this. It's not really. I don't want to give anything away, but it's very strange kind of slasher movie. Killing Kind, really solid little thriller, kind of Psycho-esque, without giving anything away. Shot, a regional action movie. Think French Connection, kind of a take on the police procedural kind of movie made by college students. It's actually pretty decent. Wonder Woman, absolutely love this movie. Absolutely love it. It's so fun. You do need to watch this. It's a blast. Pets is kind of a weird, kind of sexy movie, but it's a little messy plot wise for me. Blue Vengeance is great. That's another really solid film. Regional revenge kind of movie. I enjoyed that. Bloodhook, I'm a big fan. It's a little too long, but I enjoyed that for what it was. Star Time, I think, is a really interesting film as well. Kind of a slasher, metaphysical kind of movie. It's very strange, but I enjoyed that. Prey is good. It's kind of an alien movie, but it's more of a kind of a threesome kind of love story. It's very strange, but it's enjoyable. Disconnected, another cornerstone of Vinegar Syndrome releases. It's weird, but man, I've seen this thing 3 times, and I can't say that about most Vinegar Syndrome releases. And I love, oh God, what was her name? I know she's related to Frances Raines. There you go. She's incredible. A big fan of hers. Ice Cream Man, super fun. Absolutely grab it. Clint Howard is a master at what he does, and playing creepy is what he does. Corpse Grinders, I loved. Demon Wind, super fun. And you get some nudity and some great monsters. Absolutely grab that. Orgy of the Dead is for Ed Wood completists only. It's not a solid movie at all, but if you like Ed Wood, you like that one. Psychos in Love, I love it. Great movie, really fun. Big fan of that filmmaker and that cast. Jason.
The Children came out the same day as Mausoleum. That's actually what made me a Vinegar Syndrome fan, and I subscribed really from that point on. Recommend it. Wonder Woman, I still haven't seen, but the Vinegar Syndrome logo with the theme song comes from that film. Mm-hmm. So people know that music, that's where they got it from. Bloodhook is a good slasher film. It's about 20 minutes. It did not need to be an hour and 45, 50 minutes. Just like Terrifier 2 doesn't need to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Keep going. Demon Wind, absolutely my kind of film. Ice Cream Man with Clint Howard. And just so people know, this was when they really weren't that good at slipcovers. If you remember, the Ice Cream Man slipcover is exactly same artwork as the Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. Disconnected, they got right because it was different, but they need to go back and do a legacy slipcover for Ice Cream Man because it really wasn't very good.
That's a good one. That's a good point, and I hope they do that because I don't have a slipcover for that, so I'm going to grab it. Zach says Demon Wind is a great one. Absolutely is.
I think we're on the last page coming up here.
Oh, look at that. Are we really?
Of the normal ones. Just no, we still have a ways to go.
We got like maybe 3 here. Okay.
I got to probably tap out in about 10 minutes, Jose. I got to go.
Oh, that's fine. I gotta tap out pretty soon too. Sweet Sugar.
We got our family duties.
Exactly. Sweet Sugar, thumbs up. I think it's a pretty solid movie. Red Mob, I didn't finish it, so take that for my review. Slaughterhouse, really fun. Undertaker is really good. Of course, Joe Spinell has a very interesting performance in that. Hobgoblins, not for everybody, but it's a great movie. Murder Weapon, Deadly Embrace. Murder Weapon is better. Deadly Embrace is a little slow, but you got Linnea Quigley and Michelle Bauer. Of course, here again in Nightmare Sisters. Absolutely get Nightmare Sisters. If you're debating between either, Nightmare Sisters is your pick. Count Dracula's Great Love, another Nash title. Absolutely grab it. Pigs, I love Pigs. Great movie. Very much a kind of psycho-esque psychodrama, but it was a really intense sequences. I'm a big fan of that. Bees is good. It's okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Luther the Geek, awesome movie. Stacey Haddock gets naked in it. It's a great movie, but beyond that, it's good. Frightmare, I enjoyed Frightmare. I think Frightmare is a really fun movie. I know it has its detractors, but I enjoyed it. I had fun with that. Demonoid is about a demon hand. It's a very strange movie, so it's kind of okay, but I don't love it. Nightmare Weekend. I hate this movie. I think it's the stupidest thing. It's so dumb. It's about silver balls that can. There's a puppet that comes to life. Doesn't make any sense to me. Madman, great. This is the Blu-ray of Madman. I think you'd be fine just grabbing this, unless you really want the slipcover. Don't Go in the Woods. Super fun. Not the best, but certainly the best James Bryan movie. Because the rest are not great. Christmas Evil. It's a Christmas classic. Absolutely need it. Raw Force, Insanity, grab it. Graduation Day, I think it's a really solid slasher. If you're a slasher person, you need it. Sugar Cookies, again, more of a drama, threesome type of movie, but really amazing cast. So if you're in for more of a slower thriller, I think you'll dig it. Fanny Hill, Phantom Gunslinger, pass. None of these are good. Night Train to Terror, again, another cornerstone of the Vinegar Syndrome line. It's an anthology. It's weird, but it definitely gets a thumbs up. And Punk Vacation, I didn't hate. I actually thought it was a pretty decent movie. So there you go. That's for that page. And Jason.
All right. We have the Nightmare Sisters you got to go with. I mean, Linnea Quigley, Brink Stevens, Michelle Bauer, David Dakota. That one's definitely a recommend. I'm not with Hobgoblins, man. They're hardly in the film. I mean, I know it's Rick Sloan. You know what you're getting, right? But they're hardly in the film. It's definitely no Gremlins. It's no Critters. It's not even as good as the. It's fairly weak to me. I dug Nightmare Weekend. It is stupid as can be. The ironic thing is the acting is bad in it, and the lead guy, he got the part in Pet Sematary, Dale Midco. He's really bad acting in Pet Sematary, so I don't know if the casting director really paid attention to him, but I've always dug Graduation Day. Shot in Southern California. It's not top tier slasher film, but it's definitely B movie fun. I like anthologies. I dug Night Train to Terror. I know that Brendan Mitchell loves the film. He saw it with you at the New Beverly, and he couldn't stop raving about how good the music was in the film. So I say, people, if you want to pick one up and send it to Brendan, he will thank you immensely. I remember that video you guys did at New Beverly. He's like, that fucking music was playing over and over. And I think it was an all-night horror-thon, so you guys probably watch it like 3 o'clock in the morning on top of it.
Yeah. It's funny. Sean chiming in, he says, Nightmare Weekend is a bore. Zach is saying, The Bees is surprisingly good, I thought. Nathan says, Christmas Evil is a great character study horror. Plus, that's Fiona Apple's dad. Wait, what? I didn't know that. That's crazy. Oh, Fiona Apple's dad played a killer Santa. That's kind of nuts. Okay, last page. It's weird that this is at the end of this, but this is a new release this year. I picked this up. I liked it, but it's not for everybody. But you have to like those kind of roughy. That roughy era kind of speaks to me. Telephone Book. I didn't like it. I know people love it. I'm not a big fan. Jason, any thoughts on these?
I haven't picked them up, so I have no comment. The only one I'd be tempted to be was the Michael Finlay Flesh trilogy, but I feel like that's probably TNA, but it doesn't really deliver. Do you think, does it deliver enough that warrants a pickup? Probably not.
No, it's very strange. It really is kind of a trilogy. It's about a guy whose girlfriend cheats on him, and then he goes about trying to make her jealous. It's just a really weird movie, a series of movies, but they all sort of tangentially connect. Not terrible, but again, I'm a bad judge because I kind of like those movies. All right, let's go to going out of print real quick. Just so you know, these will not be around for very much longer, and they may sell out immediately. So if there's anything you want from here, honestly, grab it now, dude. It's it's $10. If you want it now, there's 20 left. It's not gonna be any cheaper. I don't think they're not gonna give it for $5.
And if you don't pick them up now at a discounted price, you're gonna kick yourself, and you'll end up on eBay paying, $100 or $200. So just if you're on the fence, look at those prices. I mean, you can't, and I don't think they're gonna reprint these. Their license is probably expired, so don't expect a re-release of these anytime soon.
Yeah, and who knows if any other label will pick these movies up.
I don't think so.
Yeah, very doubtful. So if you want any of these that are already at a low price, grab them. ASAP. Look, Prey is $10. What else? Severed Arm is it I mean, this is a sale price right here. So if you were gonna add it to your thing anyway, grab it now, and especially if it's got less than 100, they will go first. So just keep
If
that.
I had to choose one, I would pick The Caller. It's slow, and when you read the credits, you're like, oh, it's an Empire Pictures film. It's Charles Band. But an hour into it, you don't believe it, right? Wait till the last
Yeah.
30 minutes. And I don't want to give away anything. It's absolutely worth the pickup. Definitely pick up The Caller.
I agree. Absolutely, I'm with you. So, Jason, I know you need to jump off. Why don't you give us a little plug for your channel before you head out the door?
I've been a YouTuber for about only 3 months, but I've had Jose on. We've talked about his films. We did a career retrospective. I'm over at Benet's Bloody Bits. I also write for Delirium Magazine. But I'm digging the YouTube thing, man. I really like the fact that you can reach a wide audience and it's recorded on video. I think it's very cool to do that. I think it's the way to go. I've been a print media guy for so long. But the beautiful thing is with video is you don't have to transcribe a damn thing. That is the most, neck breaking work to do, is to sit there and try to put on, type on your computer an hour interview that might take you 3 hours. So I just love the YouTube, and I like the community. I like that people support each other. You've obviously got a huge following, Jose, with, your channel. You have a lot of people in here comment. That's impressive. But yeah, I'm over at Benet's Bloody Bits. So if you guys have time, swing on by.
I just realized I had my real name and not my. Now I'm need to change it now.
I didn't even notice that. There's no Master Chaos. There's only Master of Savings. So maybe that counts, right?
Yeah, I guess that counts. Yeah. All right, Jason. Thank you so much, man. Have a good night. And guys, go check out his channel. I'm gonna put the link in the description for the video. Go check him out. Give him a subscribe, and we'll see you next time, Jason. Have a good one.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
And for the rest of you, here is what we have coming up. I'm gonna do one of these. Look at these cool little things here. Actually, no, it's a little. We'll split a little better. We'll do that. Whatever. Okay. 2 days, 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 14 seconds is the big reveal. And I'll be back about 30 minutes shy of that. I'm not going to do the math right now. 2 days and whatever. Thursday, it's going to be 11:30 EST and 8:30 PST. In the evening, we will plunge forth into the halfway sale and buy some crazy movies that we probably don't need, but hey, that's part of the fun. I love you very much. Thank you for watching. You guys have been great. Have a good night. Remember to drop a thumbs up on this video. It helps the channel, helps the video, all that good stuff. Spread it around. And if you have any questions, leave it down in the comments, and maybe I'll be able to answer, or somebody watching can answer. And help you as you go forth. Remember, the site is closed. This is one of your only chances to shop, window shop, as it were. But for now, I bid you adieu. Thank you for watching. Be good, be safe, and start counting your pennies.